Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. I am back here with another segment in my series. Today, we're talking about projection. Now, this is a huge topic, and I almost feel like narrowing it down just as a tactic used by narcissists to maintain and create abusive relationships. Codependents do this too, but not only that, it's not the only reason that projection exists. This is such a deep topic. So really today, this is just a crash course. We're going to touch the surface of this topic because it does influence these types of relationships, but there is a deeper reason that it is happening. So we're going to talk about these both a little bit each, so let's get in it. As we are growing up in our society, culture, and our families, we quickly learn that certain aspects of ourselves are loved and celebrated and accepted, while other aspects of ourselves are demonized and outcasted and repressed. Sometimes these are energies or parts of ourselves, simply emotions. You grew up in a house that every time you were sad, you were told, "Why are you sad? You should never be sad. You should be grateful for everything you got." So in essence, you're being gaslit, right? But this is normal for you, so you take that in and you become a person that thinks of themselves as a happy person. You don't get sad, right? You do actually, but you can't see it anymore. You've repressed that aspect of yourself. So multiple things are going to happen at this point. You could look at someone else who is sad and, of course, demonize that action. Look at that as bad, right? And then you might even go as far as to then gaslight this person and tell them exactly what you've been told, right? And tell them that they have no reason to be sad. They shouldn't be sad. And then here's where the projection will go even further. This person might even be able to tell you, "No, you're trivializing me. You're gaslighting me." And the person who is in a position of projection isn't going to be able to realize that they're projecting in that moment. For the most part, they're gonna project the fact that they're gaslighting and probably say something like, "No, you're gaslighting me. You're trying to tell me that I'm a gaslighter and that I'm a liar. So you're trying to make me believe something that isn't true for me." And they're so lost in all of this. You're seeing things in them, aspects of them you think aren't a part of you. And this can happen in a way where if someone grew up repressing parts of themselves that were extremely adventurous, right? But then for some reason, they grew up, something happened to them, and they understood that what was best for their survival on a subconscious level was to not expand and not travel and not explore, right? So when this type of person goes and meets someone who's this huge explorer, what are they going to do? They're going to fall in love with that person, and they're going to think that there's nothing about them that's like that, when in reality there is. This is kind of the same phenomenon that happens with celebrities, right? Celebrities come on, they walk on stage, and all those people freak out like they're looking at some living deity, right? Why is that happening, right? Because those people have repressed a part of themselves that feels significant, that feels grandiose, just big and important, right? So the part of themselves that they felt like was important, they've repressed that, and they're looking at the celebrity and they're projecting all of that importance onto them, that bigger than life kind of feeling, that is inside of every single person. Ralph Smart says we are the real celebrities. I love that. Now that we have a clearer idea of what projection is, let's talk about how to recognize when you're projecting. So how do I know if I'm projecting onto somebody or if I'm just recognizing something about them that isn't necessarily projection, some form of intuition, right? And this is an important thing to grasp. I think this could be a difficult one. How do I know when I'm deceiving myself? That's a huge topic that we're going to be able to dig in more and more in these videos and on this channel. So if this is something that you're enjoying, please make sure to like this video and subscribe, because we're going to be talking about a lot of ways that our mind can deceive ourselves. Because I think that the most important person to watch out for is yourself, right? Not other people always. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about how to know when you're projecting. I think that a really clear way, a really good indicator is the emotional response, right? If you're hanging around some dude, random guy, Joe, and every time you're around Joe, your mind goes to, I can't believe how arrogant this guy is. Oh, it drives me nuts. What an asshole. I couldn't be around someone so arrogant. And it really it grinds your gears, as they say, right? It really just irritates you. That irritation is the sign that you're probably arrogant, right? Because if you weren't, you'd just be able to recognize it and be like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of arrogant sometimes. You probably wouldn't even point it out because it wouldn't be a big deal to you. If it's a big deal to you, there's the sign that you probably are carrying those traits which are causing that emotional response, right? But you can't see it in you, so that emotional response is the defense mechanism that's going to stop you from being able to recognize those traits which you are repressing. So, to wrap up, I have a really good book recommendation on all of this if you guys would like to learn more about projection. One of my favorite books is called Shadow Dance by David Richo, and I'll put a link to it and I'll show it over here. But amazing book, talks about all the nuances, how to recognize where projection is happening, and basically harnessing that energy for your life and for yourself, right? People call this shadow work. Shadow work is simply bringing the unconscious out to light, into the conscious, and being able to integrate all of those aspects of yourself to create a deeper unity within yourself. Such a beautiful thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out. Stay healthy. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Stay connected. Peace out. See you next time.